It's Chris Watkin back again with Paul Clarke from Mr. and Mrs. Clarke, the self-employed estate agency model boss. Thanks for joining me today, Paul.
Great to be here.
Paul, what are your top tips for the new self-employed estate agents? Talk to me.
I think my first tip is you need to tell everyone. So whether this is you tell everyone on social media, you build your personal brand, whether you are talking to everyone at the school gates when you're picking the kids up, whether you get a branded hoodie that you're wearing when you're playing tennis or at the football club, you are responsible for telling everyone. No one else is going to do the cheerleading for you. And the successful people in the self-employed brokerage world are the ones who champion what they're doing. Tell people. It's down to you.
What's number two?
Number two is be patient, which is very difficult because people want instant results. But building any business takes time. I think you have to build brand awareness. You have to talk to people at the first tip. You have to have a really good plan, but be patient. And it's tough. I think, it's hard work running a business, and you have lows, you have ups, you have downs, but patience is important.
How did you learn how to be more patient?
Well, luckily there's two of us. So my wife, Alex, who I set the business up, is far more patient than me. I want instant results. And she has been, this is the second business she's run and been successful with. She's far more strategic. She's far better at everything in the business, and I'm the mouthpiece at the front, hence being here. But yeah, she's taught me just be patient on things, and things will come.
What's the third?
The third thing, possibly the most important, is to deliver a great service. Everything you do, if you're running a business, has to be brilliant. It has to be great. Be it the marketing, be it the viewing. Don't forget, you do a viewing, and it's right at the end towards the end of that process. You need to be fantastic with that person. You need to be there super early. You need to set the house up beautifully. You need to be dressed how you dress, but looking how you want to look, and be nice. Show them around, be informative, be knowledgeable, be likable. You need to deliver a great service after that viewing. However you do it, you need to call them back. You need to be a great communicator. There's no point in spending all this money, all this time, all this energy doing big brand awareness, marketing, all of this. It's the delivery of the service that is super important.
But that sounds all pretty obvious. Do you not think self-employed agents or even agents do that?
It's very obvious. It's common sense, but I know it doesn't happen. I've spent the last few months looking around houses. We're in the process of buying a new house. And the amount of agents that are still late, don't confirm viewings, miss viewings. There's no communication before the viewing. After the viewing, there's nothing. You get shown around houses and they don't know anything about the house. They don't live in the area. They're covering for somebody else. The service I have from so many estate agents is so terrible. But then the service I have from some is absolutely exemplary. And I won't name the brand. It's part of the group that we've just been taking over, and it'll look like I'm being biased, but it was from that group. In Leamington Spa, it was shown around a house by a youngish lad in his early 20s. He was the best estate agent I've been shown around by a house. He was really pleasant. He was nice, which was a real bit at the front. He was pleasant. He was talking. He was interesting. He was interested in us. He was asking us questions. He was listening. He knew everything about this house. He had his ideas of what he could do with it. He was just a brilliant guy on the viewing. I thought, that's nice, but we probably won't hear from him again. Day after, dropped us an email. I'm not, and he had his patter of, I'm not going to bother you by giving you calls. He was funny. He was a really nice guy, and I will remember him for a long time. And despite running an agency, I'd use him probably selling my house. I would use it.
Because what's really scary is, half the people who've moved since lockdown one have only been in their house 6 years and 4 months or less. Or less, not average, or less.
Yeah.
That's scary, isn't it?
There's a lot of people out there who,
But 1 in 8 people only go back to the agent they bought their house off.
and that's proof of this point. I don't think that estate agents do a good enough job on in viewings, aftercare. It's very transactional. Get them to that point to make offer, and then don't talk to them. Keep talking to them until they come to sell the house again, and talk to them about what's happening.
Nurturing them, keeping touch policy, like Stephen Brown bangs on about. Rightly so, boys and girls.
Absolutely. And it doesn't have to be mercenary. It can be nice.
Say, what are you going to talk to them about?
Well, so we have all sorts of plans within our business, but after a year, and a lot of prop tech can do this for you, so you don't have to do it yourself. Send them an anniversary card of moving into the house. 6 months into moving the house, send them. We work with some quite large paint companies to say, right, are you ready to now start decorating the house? And so there's a commercial element to it. We don't all have to be softy and nice. We're in this business to make money as well. Can you sell other products in? But can you think creatively about to create conversation for the next 6 years?
Well, a big tip which I share with my clients is that you put them on a WhatsApp broadcast list of the house that they own. So so let's just say they're living in a 4-bedroom cottage in, say, Warwickshire. Whenever a 4-bedroom cottage comes on the market, you WhatsApp them all saying, "I saw this. This is like yours. I just wanted to give you an idea of what's happening in the marketplace."
Really lovely idea, and that is inexpensive. It shows genuine care. Shows you're thinking.
There's some wonderful apps out there, which 25 quid a month, and you can actually personalise it with their Christian name.
Absolutely.
And Jim, thought of you on this one, bit like yours.
Absolutely, and if
or another tip, why don't you do a personalised valuation and just send it to them on WhatsApp on video?
Brilliant. You know your stuff.
I wouldn't say that. Sorry, I interrupted.
Yeah, I think in my head now there's just a million more things that you could do over those 6 years to be talking to them.
Go on,
got a few minutes. So we work with some great prop tech companies, as I mentioned, who you can just fill those details in and that there are regular emails going out to them, so you can keep them aware of the brand, of what you're doing, the market knowledge. So that can all be automated. We don't have to just be in the self-employed bit. You don't have to be knocking on doors every 6 weeks to say, "Hello, I'm still here." There's almost a desperation about that, but just automate some very MailChimp and Zapiers and all sorts of things that we can be using to our advantage to keep in touch with people.
And there's no excuse, boys and girls, because the market's slowing down a bit, so you can't use that BS excuse.
And this is the perfect market. Well, people who haven't been doing it are going to regret not doing it. But yeah, Christmas cards. Coming up to Christmas, send people Christmas cards. It's old school. And a mate of mine at the weekend couldn't believe that we still sent Christmas cards. You send Christmas cards as a business, as a brand, as a self-employed agent. You're keeping in touch with them every year for the 6 years, and they'll remember you.
Thank you for your time today, Paul.
Pleasure.